So there are many different medications that have a side effect of insomnia, and these are commonly used to treat many of the common medical problems seen in our society. One medication is beta blockers, which is used to treat hypertension and irregular heartbeats. Beta blockers tend to suppress melatonin and have the side effect of insomnia as well as nightmares. Another class of medications that are used to treat depression are SSRIs, or serotonin reuptake inhibitors. They affect serotonin levels, which can also cause insomnia. Now, in this category, there are different medications which have more of the side effect of insomnia and less of a side effect. So if you do need this medication to treat depression, it's important to discuss with your physician which of these is the best to take. Now, corticosteroids, which is commonly used to treat asthma and help with reducing inflammation, can also trigger insomnia. They affect your adrenal glands and can also trigger the flight or fight response from your adrenal glands. This will also cause insomnia at night. Many medications used to treat ADHD will also trigger insomnia. These are stimulants which affect the neurotransmitters in your body, which help you stay awake. So taking these too close to bedtime or in the middle of the day can also trigger insomnia if you're not metabolizing these medications fast enough. Medications to treat thyroid disorders can also trigger insomnia if you are overdosing on medications for hypothyroidism. And other medications that have caffeine as part of their makeup can also trigger insomnia, such as medications for migraines. So it is really important to discuss with your physician what medications might be causing your insomnia and see if you could change them to a different medication to help treat the same health problem. Some of the common side effects of sleeping pills are daytime sleepiness. Now, they are doing what they're supposed to be doing, but their sedative effects can last well into the daytime hours and make you feel sleepy during the day. Now, other side effects of sleeping pills can include abnormal sleep activities, especially with the use of Ambien and Lunesta, more particularly Ambien. There have been documented cases about sleep driving, sleep eating, sleepwalking, and talking, all with the use of Ambien. So if you are on Ambien and are experiencing any of these, you should really talk to your physician about discontinuing it or changing your sleep medication. Now, other side effects with the use of sleep aids do include the standard headaches, nausea, and vomiting. Also with melatonin, a common over-the-counter medication used to help with sleep onset, some of the common side effects do include daytime sleepiness as well as nightmares. Nightmares are very commonly seen with the use of melatonin. There is a risk of developing a tolerance or dependency on sleep aids to help you sleep better at night. If you find yourself using these medications on a long-term basis, you might want to consult with your physician whether you need to change your medications or change your mode of therapy for your insomnia at night. Some of the ways to help you sleep better at night include practicing good sleep hygiene. The first thing you want to do is to avoid electronics such as the computer or TV at night. Not only do they engage you and stimulate you, but light from these devices can also suppress melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone that is secreted by your brain to help with sleep onset. A warm bath at night might help you drop your body temperature, which is supposed to happen when you're trying to fall asleep. And also keeping your bedroom a cool environment will also help expedite that process. Now, you do want to avoid certain products which might combat sleep at night. Caffeine is one of them. You want to avoid caffeine starting 6 hours prior to your bedtime. Caffeine fights with a chemical called adenosine, which helps you with sleep onset and getting deeper levels of sleep. You also want to avoid alcohol starting 2 to 3 hours prior to your bedtime. Now, alcohol might help you get to sleep, but it does fragment your sleep once you've metabolized it 2 to 3 hours later. You also want to consult with your doctor about your medication list to see if there are any medications that might be contributing to insomnia at night. You also want to take better care of some of the medical problems that you might have, as some of these medical problems can contribute to sleep maintenance insomnia, such as benign prostate hypertrophy or diabetes. There are many ways to help you sleep better at night. If practicing good sleep hygiene is not enough, then you might want to consult with your doctor to see if there's any other cause of your insomnia at night. So there are certain activities that you might want to avoid to help with sleep onset and maintenance of sleep. Watching TV and computer is something that you would want to avoid because not only does it engage you and stimulate you, which helps with prevention of sleep onset. But light from these devices can also suppress melatonin, which is a hormone that is secreted by our brain close to bedtime to help with sleep onset. You may also want to avoid exercising too close to bedtime. If you are a person that's predisposed to insomnia, some of these activities will increase your body temperature, which is not conducive to sleep onset, and also be a stimulating factor. Now, it takes a couple hours to come down from that high after exercising. So it's very hard to come down from that high and then go to sleep immediately. Now, you also do want to avoid certain products like caffeine. Caffeine is a potent wake-promoting agent. It fights with chemicals that help produce sleep onset. So avoidance of caffeine 6 hours prior to bedtime will help you sleep a little bit better at night. And you also want to avoid alcohol. Alcohol might help you feel sleepy and help induce sleep, but it will cause fragmented sleep 2 to 3 hours after you've metabolized it in the second half of the night. It can disrupt your REM sleep, which is very important in memory consolidation and helping retain what you've learned during the day. And also, you do want to avoid eating too close to bedtime. This can also exacerbate symptoms of GERD. Our peak acid production occurs between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. So you want to avoid any foods that contain high fat content because this will delay gastric emptying time. And you want to avoid things that will cause you personally to have heartburn, like chocolate or tomato sauce. Anything to avoid waking up in the middle of the night due to heartburn. So these are the certain activities that you do want to avoid if you are a person that is predisposed to insomnia. So insomnia can be classified into two different types of insomnia: acute versus chronic. Acute insomnia is when you have a known triggering factor and your insomnia lasts for less than a month. When your insomnia lasts for more than a month, it's then called chronic insomnia. Chronic insomnia can be further classified into adjustment insomnia, which is there's a known triggering factor, it's lasting a little bit longer than 1 month. Psychophysiologic insomnia, where the person is left with behaviors or sleep habits that further perpetuate their insomnia. Paradoxical insomnia, when a person may be sleeping a lot more than they think. Insomnia due to mental disorders, which is usually anxiety or depression. And insomnia due to medical disorders, such as diabetes, thyroid problems, hypertension. You can also have insomnia due to inadequate sleep hygiene. Many people don't practice good sleep habits, and that will lead to insomnia at night. Chronic insomnia can also be called primary insomnia versus secondary insomnia. Primary insomnia is when you cannot trace your insomnia back to any definitive cause. Secondary insomnia is when you have a direct cause, such as a medical disorder or a mental disorder leading to insomnia. So those are the different types of insomnia, and an extensive history is needed to determine what type of insomnia that you may have. So there are different ways to avoid insomnia with jet lag. Some of the non-pharmacologic ways is to try to adjust your sleep schedule according to the time zone that you're flying to, starting a few days before your actual flight. Now, it is easier to acclimate to flying to the west because it's easier to delay your sleep time than it is to fall asleep a little bit earlier. It might be easier to get a flight flying east that gets you there in the morning and stay awake till 10 o'clock p.m. their local time. Now, you can also use medications to help you fall asleep and stay awake during the day wherever you are. Sleep aids such as Ambien, Lunesta, or melatonin can help you fall asleep in whatever time zone you're in, but you can also use wake-promoting agents to help you stay awake if you're there for a short amount of time and don't want to adjust your sleep schedule to that time zone. So flying west is a little bit easier to acclimate to their time zone than it is flying east. So to help prevent insomnia due to jet lag, it's important to start planning ahead, starting a few days prior to your actual flight. It's also important to consult with your physician whether you will need any sleep aids or wake-promoting agents to help you acclimate to the time zone when you reach your destination. So a lot of times I get asked if a warm bath close to bedtime will help you with sleep onset, and the answer is yes. Just like everything in your body temperature is set on a circadian rhythm. It's at its lowest point between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. Now it reaches its highest point between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. and it starts to drop again. This signals the onset of sleep. And to help expedite that process, if you take a warm bath or shower at night and you step out into the cooler environment, that will help decrease your body temperature quicker. Now, for the same reason, I suggest people sleep in a cool, dark environment, because the cooler you are, the better sleep that you get. And research has shown that sleeping in a warm environment does increase sleep fragmentation. So taking a warm bath about 90 minutes before your bedtime should help with expediting the drop in your body temperature.